Our 2012 CES coverage is powered by Ford.
Welcome to Revision3.com. Well, Revision 3 live from CES 2012. Day 3, our final day. I almost still have a voice. People are getting surly in the aisles, and the big announcements have tapered off to a tiny trickle. Joining me today, Jon Rettinger of Techno Buffalo.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You have the shiny mobile toys.
I do. Got them right here in front of us.
We got Jim Louderback coming on with Goofy Gadgets.
I love Jim's gadgets.
I am going to crank radios, because that's the way I roll. I am ready for an emergency. And I got to say, you and I were both excited about this. Not nearly as excited to Bree, the guy who founded Makerbot Industries. I saw him last night, and you see people at the end of a day in a booth answering questions, and they're like... And they've got the zombie look, and I see him this morning, and he's bouncing on his toes, and he's got this goofy grin, and I'm like...
He should be with what he's got.
He got... So... The Replicator, right? 3D printer. That's their new product here at CES. It's beautiful. It's a huge platform to print out objects on. It can actually do 2 colors simultaneously. It's got 2 feeds on the back. Won awards like Best of Show for Emergency Technology from CNET. They picked up an award from Popular Science. My beloved Popular Mechanics gave an award. So open source hardware for the win at CES 2012. Right. They were floating. They were so excited.
All that awesome technology and endless possibilities you can build, and all I want to do is make gray and green army men.
Did you see the castle they built?
No, I heard about it, but I missed seeing it.
It's like a 9-story castle with trees and armor and dragons and mayhem, and it's cool. It's really cool. Makerbot Industries, we got videos set up at revision3.com/CES, along with all of the CES coverage from all of our partners here at CES. There's a lot of good stuff up there. But, John, youtube.com/TechnoBuffalo.
That's us.
That's you. You're here. You felt that I did not... Well, actually, we should probably talk about the thing you wanted the most off the show floor first.
All right. So the one thing I wish I had just giant 55-inch pockets for is the LG OLED TV. That thing is gorgeous. It gives me another reason to never have to leave my house, which as a tech blogger,
That's
I really don't need another reason.
You don't really leave your house.
I don't even know if it's sunny out most days.
You can open the curtains.
You can tell by my almost translucent
Well,
coloring.
You're not looking... I think you picked up some color compared to your usual sort of... I'm not going to say pallor. That's a cold word to use in front of you, but you're looking good.
I'm on the last day CES adrenaline rush.
So let's talk about the Wii U, which is just a horrible
Say it without laughing.
Yeah, I can. I thought the Wii was bad, but the Wii U, it looks like a tablet with a giant frame. What is this?
So that's just the controller. So
okay.
The Wii U is Nintendo's next generation console. They wouldn't give us a date no matter how hard I asked or how many times I asked, but all they said is that it's coming sometime from E3 2012, so June, towards the end of the year. You can see right now, that is the new controller, and it also has a console that goes with it that looks like a little bit of a larger Nintendo Wii. So on this thing right here, which is the new Wii controller, you can have 2 different aspects of the game. So you can see right here, we are playing Zelda on the big screen. You don't have any heart containers or the stuff you'd usually have with the Wii U, but on the controller, you've got all that information, so you get a more cinematic experience, and it's great for multiplayer games. People can have different experiences while they're playing.
I'm just excited that they're actually going, well, yes, perhaps HD would be necessary for gaming in a world with the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
1080p gaming on this thing, and their thing that they said at E3 was graphics on par with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, which came out, I believe, 4 years ago, if my math is right.
I wasn't going to be cruel enough to point that out. You did it for me. Second half 2012. You're almost excited. Are you a Zelda fan?
You know, I'm a nerd at heart. Obviously, I love Zelda. I'm playing the new Skyward Sword right now for work, of course.
Right.
You know,
for work.
Obviously, for work.
You're a professional. You felt I didn't give the. Is it a phablet? Is it a tone?
So I thought you did not give my Samsung Galaxy Note, which was announced for AT&T here at CES, enough respect. So we've got the Titan 2 here on screen, which is also another awesome phone that AT&T announced. It's a sequel to the original Titan. It brings LTE to a 4.65-inch display on Windows Phone 7.5, codenamed Mango. AT&T hasn't given us a date on it, but it is coming soon, and it's got a 16-megapixel camera you can see right there, up from the 8 on the original.
That's pretty cool.
More megapixels, more problems.
But so you're basically saying I did not get that I did not get the Galaxy Note LTE. What's the thing you think I hated the most?
All right, so you saw me walking by. This is my phone that I'm using. You saw me walking by with this thing up at my head, and I saw the look on your face.
It looks like a paperback book.
You're like, what's this guy do? He has an iPad up to his head, pretty much. So everybody sees it and says this thing's ridiculous, you can never use it, but real world, It's awesome. It fits in your pocket. If you don't
You're skinny.
Yep, you don't strike me as a skinny jeans kind of guy. You got plenty of room in your pockets.
No, I got a fat ass and a fat pair of jeans over them.
So you could pop it. You could pop it right in. So do it on camera.
This is not going to work for the ladies, but if you have giant pockets because you are not challenged in the posterior, it will fit. But this is a big phone, dude. Who's carrying these?
So AT&T announced they're carrying it with their...
No. Who's buying them?
I'm always sitting with the tablet, sitting with the phone. And I just wanted one thing that I could carry with me. And also staring at all these monitors all these years, my eyesight's gotten a little bit on the bad side. So having something giant like that is incredible.
Okay. I'm still not getting one, but I now feel that there is more of a hope for sales on this one.
So the last awesome thing that someone might want about it was that pen that you pulled out right there from the bottom. It's not a stylus. You remember the old Windows Phone resistant touchscreens?
They do not want you to use the word stylus with this.
It is actually a Wacom technology that's put in there. So artists can actually draw and sketch things out.
Like 256 levels of pressure on the stylus.
That's it. So you can, as you go through and draw stuff, you can go ahead and do all kinds. So if you push the button on that stylus and you hold it on the screen, you can see my dog Lucy there. So it's going to take a screenshot. And now you can draw right on that screenshot as it comes up.
Oh, did it come up?
Yep, there it is. So now you can go ahead and draw, and you can put something on Lucy's face. Now you saved it.
Again.
So this is an example of live demonstrations.
I should have held it and let you poke it. So let's talk about, we talked about the HTC, Intel Atom for mobile. It's weird, Motorola is going to be using, Intel desperately wants to make chips for mobile phones. They want that market in the worst way. Nobody's touched them until Motorola this week makes the announcement. We're going to make some phones with Intel. What's going on with the Intel Atom for mobile?
So you're right. Intel's been trying to get into this for years. In the Steve Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson, they talked about Intel trying to get in with Apple.
Yeah.
And now they finally have an in. And we saw live demonstrations, not canned, of this chip's processor. You hear Intel Atom, you think netbooks, you think, yeah.
Big batteries to go with the big screens.
Yeah, you think, I'm not even going to be able to play HD movies on there.
Right.
On the phone, though, totally different story. They were able to play 1080p video, skip random spots on it. They had 360-degree video on it you could pan around in, and the phone didn't even break a sweat.
What about battery life?
Yeah, they didn't talk much about battery life. But what the phone that they were showing was a working prototype. Hopefully, battery life is going to get better and better. Worst comes to worst, they can always use batteries like the Galaxy Note has, which has a 2,700 milliamp hour battery. So big batteries are out there.
Well, they go with the big screens.
They do.
We should talk about Ultrabooks. You're excited about actually, I think I'm excited about the new Ultrabooks. You're not so excited about them.
I'm not sold on them yet. So Ultrabooks are all the rage here at CES. You can see a ton of them on screen here.
Like 75 design wins for next year. Intel was crowing.
Yeah. So I mean, they're coming big and fast.
I think this is finally they kill off the DVD, CD-ROM, Blu-ray spindle inside of notebooks. What's your beef, man? What's your problem?
So these things are obviously meant to compete with. Let's just say let's come out and say the MacBook Air. That's what they're meant to compete with.
Right.
So they've got modern i3, i5 processors in there. They're thin, they're sleek. They're not really fast though. People hear the i5 and the i3. They're a little bit on the slower side.
Find me what do you do in your notebook that's really a Core i5, the 15% difference between a Core i5 and a Core i7 is going to show up.
So it's like I lobbed that up and you're slamming it down.
Bam!
Video editing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right here.
Okay.
But granted, I'm in the minority.
Well,
but if you want to play 1080p video regularly and you want to play at the high resolution, sometimes you'll be fine. Oftentimes, though, you're going to run into a bit of problems. That's been my experience.
Editing, I'll buy into that. There could be issues, but I have had zero 1080p playback problems on it.
So, are you using an Ultrabook?
Yeah, this is a Core i5 processor with like 8 gigabytes of RAM.
So when it comes to Ultrabooks and the MacBook Air,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of the MacBook Air. That's the hardware being optimized for the software.
Right.
So they're sort of making almost all vertically integrated, with the exception of the Intel stuff.
I will say, I think Intel was way too optimistic about their onboard graphics in their demos. You're like, it's more graphics than you've ever needed in a notebook this size, and all the gamers in the audience are like, no. You just showed us a 10 frame per second demo.
Integrated graphics. But I will say it's driving competition, and anytime there's competition in the industry, the consumers are going to win.
And I will 100% agree with that. Near field communications, we saw some devices. The NFC, that you have this super localized network technology. It's like It's like a little tiny version of Bluetooth, right?
Cool.
This is Yale's Real Living Locks. It's been out for a while. So you basically 256K or 260-bit key that is locked in, and you can use that to unlock the phone by holding it very, very close to the phone. I was really excited about this because I like the idea. Zigbee and Z-Wave, I probably can't get a controller in my house to integrate with that.
Sure.
But it turns out they're actually selling these on Amazon. So there's a possibility that if my wife gets locked out of the house, or much more likely I get locked out of the house, my wife could actually open up an application and unlock the door from anywhere she is located. So that's kind of, to me, the appeal on these.
That is kind of my question, though, and I'm sure everybody's asking, what if your phone gets stolen?
If your phone gets stolen, you should have a password on your phone so that if somebody tries to rewrite your phone or access your phone, it wipes itself out and eats its own tail.
So you go ahead and make sure you have a password on your phone before you go ahead and use something like that.
Yeah, if you have a phone, if it's worth money to you, put a password on it.
Yeah, that's good advice.
If your data is important, put a password on it. If you work information on your phone, put a password on it. And by the way, we haven't said it all week long. I'm going to say it now. Go back up your stuff before your hard drive crashes. It's a thing.
And it'll always crash right before you back it up.
Speaking of crashing and backing up, Eton radios. Everybody should have an AM/FM weather radio in their house, case of an emergency, especially in earthquake country where we are. Eaton makes some really good products. This is the Eton FRX, the crank charge. It's got crank charging. It's got solar charging. It's got a light built in. And it's got the really cool part is not actually the antenna on the back, that's nice, but you can actually use it to charge your phone. So a couple minutes of cranking, you hit the sell button up here, and you're actually going to be able to charge your phone on the fly.
And you get that kind of record scratching noise as you're cranking it.
Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it on the mic.
We were rocking out off camera as Patrick was cranking it.
Yeah, it's definitely a distinctive sound. That's $60. If you don't want to deal with the removable battery, the extendable battery, they do a $40 version, and then that has the solar charging and the crank handle, and actually a pretty effective light. Much more, if you want to put something in your go bag, this is probably the one to go with. I was pretty excited.
Or we live in California, your earthquake preparedness kit.
Yes, that's the go bag, or what we call the get home bag. And on the more fun side, the Eton Ruckus Solar, $150 coming in late May. It's essentially Bluetooth stereo speakers, solar charged, and I thought it was kind of cool that they're actually using e-ink for the display on that one to help save energy on that one. So I would try to play this right now, but the last time I tried to play one of these, I dropped it, so I'm going to put it down before it gets hurt.
For the folks at Eton come running in.
Anything else you can think of that you desperately want to carry home from the show floor?
Man, so that TV was definitely high up there. Mobile devices were huge. Ultrabooks, I'm debating. And I think this portable charger I may want to take with me.
It's pretty cool. I actually have an earlier version of this at home. It works extremely well.
Do you use it?
Yeah, I use it for weather radio all the time. I want to know the sailing is like, the surf report going offshore. Good stuff, available everywhere. And they actually have a Red Cross version. It's a bright, shiny red one that automatically donates money to the Red Cross.
That's nice. I've used their Solara speaker systems in the past. We've loved it. Use it out by the pool. It's splash-proof, uses the solar technology. It's actually been really handy.
Splash-proof is good. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
YouTube.com/TechnoBuffalo. Revision3.com/CES is where you can find all of our basically everything everybody at CES is doing at CES at Revision3.com/CES. Go there right now to check out stuff. Right now, I want to thank our sponsor here at CES 2012, Ford. They have some shiny new toys.
By using Sync Services, you can use your voice to stay in control of your Mustang driving experience. Want to catch up on your favorite NBA team, other top news, or get your stock quotes? Sync Services makes it happen. Microsoft,
up 0.44 to 26.
All while you keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. Thanks to Ford for powering our CES coverage.
He is a man of style and taste and subtlety. And I'm going to actually look at the right camera for a change. Jim Louderback, my boss, CEO. Let's get the helmet, by the way. He sparkles right now. In case you can't see it, you got the Swomy helmet on. What are you doing? What is that? Optrix. Wait, let me scroll down to the rundown on this one. This is the Optrix HD Sport, $80, available now. I'm thinking this is a removable helmet cam, but at the moment Jim can't actually open up the front of the helmet. So we have an iPhone enclosure built in there that slides in and out.
Oh my God, this thing, I'm sorry, this thing is so hot.
Yes, they are very hot. That's why they have the vents on them.
And the thing about it is,
miles an hour.
Because this thing is here, you can't actually open this up.
I was just saying that, but you couldn't hear me because you
I
were inside the
couldn't.
helmet.
It was actually it was a rather interesting experience to actually be doing this with you and not be able to hear you.
It was a little surreal, actually. So are people using these for obviously videotaping?
So the cool thing about this is,
Right.
you put your iPhone 4 in, you videotape, but it also has a $10 app in it so that it does how fast you go, it maps you, it keeps track of all the crazy junk that you do.
So that when you get pulled over, the police will have a complete record of how desperately you violated the speed limits on that twisty country road.
So that's one thing. So this is kind of a fun thing that you can do with your iPhone. Like, I think you said this. I think I heard you mumbling it through this here. But $80 for this, $10 for the app. I don't know that much about how safe it is. It is, if you see here, it is DOT on the back, so it is Department of Transportation.
Well,
safe.
That's the helmet. The helmet's approved by the Department of Transportation. The mount is something you glue onto the helmet, and I don't think DOT wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
DOT wants you to pay attention to the road.
I like that. But anyway, so you get this mount, put your thing in, put your app in. It's all very cool. And
it's funny. There are a lot of mounts. GoPro, Contour. Everybody's got mounts in here. We saw one yesterday from the folks at Lifewood. We should take a moment to talk microphones, because I'm way out of order on the rundown real quick.
Okay, let's
Blue
talk
microphones is here. They've got 3 products they announced here. Actually, the Tiki, $59, and they want you to be able to plug a USB microphone into your notebook and not have to use a headset when you're like talking on Skype
really
and stuff.
Cool.
And so they're doing, I want to say there's 2 microphones and noise cancellation, but the idea is that this is going to keep background noise like you're clicking on your keyboard out of your Skype feed. And then they also have an update to the Mikey Digital. So we've seen these similar variation of this before. It's the Tiki's $59, this is $99, stereo input, iPhone 4, 4S, iPod Touch, iPad compatible, and then they actually allow you to do additional inputs, so if you want to run a guitar through it or another microphone through it, and a USB pass-through for charging, which I thought was really smart. So
that is really smart.
Plug USB into it and be able to use the accessory and still be able to charge your phone. That's something I'd like to see a lot more on dock connector accessories, because all too often if you plug something in the dock connector, you can't charge the device.
Exactly, and we have so many devices that now charge up through that mini USB port. I probably got 5 in my bag right now.
And you end up with suddenly USB hubs are important again because you need to charge all your stuff.
Exactly.
And one last thing from Blue Microphones before we go, the Spark Digital. They do a big honkin' analog mic, and this is their USB dock connector friendly version of that. It's $199. All these products will be available in the spring, and basically they want to bring you most of the performance or much of the performance in something that's a little more friendly for carrying around with your iPad or your iPhone or a
Do you remember the Snowball? It was one of their first products. It was round, and it was a great mic, USB based, and it's good to see them innovating and actually getting smaller, because that's way smaller than it used to be.
Way smaller than it used to be, and it bounces.
Well, it is nice to say, because it's got this little this rubber here that gives it a little bit of a bounce, and it keeps it from banging around too much.
So if you've got the person that's sitting there at the table tapping,
which would be me.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yeah, that was me. Hey, so by the way, I brought you a bunch of other really, we'll just say, interesting things that I found on the show floor. Odd things, weird things.
A Woogie?
This is a
Woogie II?
No, this is the Woogie II. And so this is a plushie. Everyone loves the plushies. I know, you do too. The cool thing about it is it's actually a place where you put your iPhone, that is an iPhone, close it up, and it's a safe way to expose your children to the joys of Apple products. And what happens is
it's blinking at us, Jim, and it's scaring me. Why is it looking this way?
So $20, you get an app. This is from Griffin, and what it does is it actually your kids can play with it like this, and it'll do weird. Yeah, look at that. There's actually the angry face.
Oh, you can change the face on it.
Look at that. There's an angry face. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? I want to do the Mr. Potato Head angry eyes. Oh, the angry eyes.
$19.99, available now.
$20, available now.
And it's cuddly.
And you can tickle it and shake it. It actually speaks words, and it's really got it mad now. But the nice thing also about it is if you don't use it, it goes to sleep.
So it has a motion sensor, and it gets...
Well, because it's an iPhone.
Oh, that's so funny.
Right? There's an app on the iPhone. Yep.
I'm a bad iPhone. I'm sorry, Woogie.
Yeah.
G-Form Extreme Edge. What is that?
You've been really mean.
I
Patrick,
have not been really mean. There was a terrible accident on our J2 CES showing.
As the CEO of Revision 3, I'd like you to explain why you destroyed $500 worth of now company property.
Sorry. Look at Revision 3 and wonderful opportunity to do an iFixit demo, which you'll be seeing laying order in January, early February after I talk to Kyle over at iFixit.
So what happened with this? And I've got a product to show about this also.
It slid out of the mount.
Oh, that's not good.
I thought it was in the mount. It wasn't, so I opened up the case, and down it went to crash onto our beautiful steel demonstration table.
Well, if you had this, or if the company had this, and they had wrapped the iPad around it, that wouldn't have happened.
I like the G-Form products. I like the Extreme Edge. They actually do some pretty amazing knee pads and elbow pads for cyclists and skaters and motorcycle riders. I got to say something, though. Flip it over real quick for me, Jim, so you see the front. The iPad I dropped yesterday did land on the screen, and this is not going to protect the screen.
Well, but if you see this right here, when it comes in, if you land like this, and this is my Android tab, it cushions it. So you probably could have gotten some cushioning out of it. It might not have had that
It
problem.
would have had a chance.
Would have had a chance of. Now the company claims that you can drop this out of an airplane and it won't break. And
well, they do full wraparound cases too.
They make all sorts of confabulous claims about it, but it is actually the nice thing about it. It's a soft case. Notice I'm, making it
You're
crumbly.
fondling it again, Jim.
I like it.
And you know what else it is?
Feel it.
It's nice. It's actually, I got to say something. Two things. One, a lot of G-Form's products are actually made in the United States. You can see the little USA flag tag there, which is a really nice thing to run into. And Jim's right. Actually, the build quality on this is outstanding. It's got a nice feel because we see a lot of iPad cases and a lot of iPhone cases and a lot of Android cases, and most of them are made out of spit and anger and designed to fall apart and be replaced as quickly as possible.
The other thing about this is this actually, when it on impact, it doesn't fall apart. It actually stiffens.
Really?
Which is really cool. So it will stiffen up and actually really protect it. So it's got some smarts in it that allows it to do that.
That's pretty amazing.
$45. It's good. There.
Don't break the other iPad.
I'm not going to. This is actually, it's not. It's an Android tablet.
Oh, sorry.
Got Gorilla Glass. Moving on to our next kind of interesting thing that you can do with your tablet.
Stuffed animals!
This is the tablet teddy bear, $60. It's flexible, it's fun. You can actually store your tablet.
It's not going to talk to me like Teddy Ruxpin, is it?
No, but what it will do is it'll give you a nice little stand for your tablet. It's got little things that clamp onto it like that. I got it clamped on there.
I like the G-Form Extreme Edge better. I'm going to say that now.
Well, you are not
adorable,
Patrick.
My son would be all over this.
You are not the target market for this.
My son would be
You're the one who breaks things.
Thanks. I'll just hold that over here.
That would be more for your speed. Right. But look, it's cute, it's flexible, it's...
I'm actually amazed that it actually is holding the iPad up. It's not bouncing, it's not slipping, which actually means it's better than a lot of the iPad stands I've seen out there.
Yeah, see there, look, and
it's
can
cute.
Stand. It's a nice little stand, so it'll sit there and you can, have it play things.
And it's got a pack.
Right, well, the pack in the back, by the way, you can put in here.
As I speak 4-year-old on our live broadcast.
Pack. The other thing about it is it comes off.
So be careful.
Now you can carry it with you wherever you go.
Okay, I'm in. I'm down. How much is it?
Tablet Teddy, $60 available now. Pretty cool. I think it's nice. So
and it's posable when he's not holding things.
It is. It's flexible and bendy.
Flexible and bendy.
Flexible and bendy is good, especially in children's toys. So that's that guy. We'll let that guy go. I've got some other stuff that's sort of toyish and functional and fun. It wouldn't be CES without strange USBs.
No.
I've got some USB sticks for you. So we'll start off with the Dragon, little Dragon right here. Now, the thing about these is they are what they call capless. Let's see if Patrick figured out how to open it. What you do is...
Is this the Fruit Shop Bone Collection?
Yeah, it is. It's look at this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? It's really fun. Yeah, the Fruit Shop Bone Collection. They've got a bunch of them. They've got an alien. They've got... The ninjas are really cool. Wait, look at these ninjas. The ninjas actually... look!
Ooh.
They're ninjas that are magnetic.
Magnetic ninjas.
And they won't make your USB data go away, they tell me.
That would be a good thing. 4 gigabytes for
$24. 8 gigs for $35.
And most likely that is MSRP and not street price.
Look, the Panda's actually got a little baseball hat on, okay?
And you can use it as a keychain.
Now, how cool is that?
That
Panda
is very cool.
with a baseball hat. Wait, let me turn that around for you. Look at that. And his head pops off. No,
are
wait,
those shipping?
The hat, I didn't know the hat came off.
Are those shipping anytime soon, or are they way out?
I believe they're available now.
Cool.
You're going to rush out and get some soon. Okay, they're available soon. Look at that.
His
head came off and his hat came off his head.
I just looked up over the Z-Bones Panda, and I see something from my past.
Oh,
it used to be called the Nabistog, now known as the Violet.
Yeah, well, it's not,
also known as the rabbit that talks by itself.
So this is now, it's been renamed the Violet Carrots with a K.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it's a Wi-Fi toy that now has added a lot more to it. So first of all, the cool thing about it is its ears come off.
We had one of these back in the day on the DLTV set,
know.
And we let people send messages to it, and it will actually speak the messages or pre-recorded tones or move its ears or blink its lights, and it chattered for like 24 hours.
It was pretty obnoxious. There's a button on top.
Scared the heck out of security, too.
It's got a speaker on the back. That's right. Now it's got a webcam, which is right here, which is kind of interesting.
So it's like a nanny cam built into a rabbit with movable ears?
And the thing that's interesting about it, if you believe that you live your life online, outside, for all of your friends to take over, it's now connected to Facebook and Twitter. And through Facebook, your friends can come in and actually watch what you are doing at any time through the magical mystery magic of the violet carrots where the ears come off.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's dangerous.
It is dangerous. $129.
Okay.
Still alive. Actually, it's really kind of cool. Your friends can control it. It's got voice recognition, so you can talk to it.
Is there a monthly, weekly, annual fee?
You know, that's a good question. There used to be. I'm not sure if there still is.
Grace is shaking her head no.
No, okay. So, but if you take it like this, you know what you can do?
What?
It'll fly.
Give me the rabbit before someone gets hurt.
I was going to throw it.
The Can You Send animation station, or we have a scary, glorious
No. We're going to go to this. Come here, look at this. So this is actually kind of interesting. So this is from this company, Can You Imagine? And it's this little box. And what you do is you turn it on, and there's a strobe light, and you can control over here how fast it moves. And so you can really speed it up, and it's really kind of wacky and weird and wonderful. But the really interesting thing about it is it's not just a hand, because if it were just a hand, it'd be boring. You can actually pull it off. And there's a whole bunch of other little toys that go in there.
Put the shark in.
I'm going to put the shark in. Hold on. Look at Patrick for a minute.
He's now installing the shark in the Can You Imagine animation station, $29.99. Available now.
And we're back. All right, let's see what this looks like now. There we go.
Oh, it's a whale.
It's the humpback whale. Wait, we're going to speed that thing up. Look at that. Oh, it's, you know what? Let's move it a little bit like that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at them flippers go. But wait, there's more.
Why am I afraid?
You can actually take any inanimate object that you can stick on it.
Jim. Don't do it.
And animate that as well. So you
fry.
see right here, I've stuck a French fry in from Grace's lunch.
I can actually now
we
tell
are
why there's a
animating
grease spot on the top
the French
of it.
fry. Wait a minute, let me just crank that up. And oh yeah, the French fry is really moving now. There's a strobe light. It actually it loses a little bit in translation with the camera, but it is
the
kind
hand
of
look pretty good. It's
cool.
kind of funny. The lights are so bright here on the set, you can't actually see the strobe going on that way.
Are you hungry?
Don't put that.
No,
down.
you're not hungry?
No, I'm not hungry.
No, I am.
Oh, the animated fry comes to a terrible, terrible end. Can You Imagine has some more toys?
Yeah, we got some more toys here. So everybody knows you go to a pool and have some fun. You've got this, that you know, your little noodle that keeps you from drowning.
My son loves these.
This one lights up. And
really?
So, yeah, it's got a bunch of different lights that you can do. We can press, there we go, look, it's strobing out. It's kind of hard to see under our lights, but you can see that there's strobes there. Actually looks really good when you do this. Let's get, look, it's kind of like I'm in a dome there. I'm kind of in St. Louis now. So it's got nice lights. There are different lights that you can do.
There
Thank
it is.
you
You can
very
actually see
much.
it a little bit better.
See that? There's a different strobe. Oh, that's great. Look at that. I like it.
So for your glow-in-the-dark night pool parties.
Glow in the night and daytime pool party. So this is $20. They've also got a water launcher that does the same thing. So this is the water launcher. The water goes in here, and as you pull it back and forth.
I am so glad there's no water.
Well.
So it's basically a super soakery kind of. Oh, no. Anthony, move. Run.
It's now full of water.
No.
Yes.
Not
Ready?
with my notebook. Not
Ready?
the notebook.
And, can I have a countdown? Drum roll. 3, 2, 1.
Can we get a towel for the Android tablet on the
Excuse
set?
me.
Mr. Louderback.
$15 for this. There's still more in there.
Don't you dare.
Say uncle. Say uncle. Never bring a noodle to a knife fight. That's what I've learned today. Patrick, that's about it. Thank you very much.
I got to say, before you go, we talked about a lot of fun stuff. What do you think about some of the bigger announcements at CES? What's your favorite thing so far?
My favorite thing so far is I'm going home tomorrow.
Which is a common response at CES.
No, you know, I really like the OLED TVs. I like the thin OLED TVs. Do you know Sharp has an 8K TV too?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. So
I'm still trying to get to their booth so I can see it.
Well, I want to know what kind of content they have for it and how they recorded it. But I think
there isn't any.
I
Actually,
know.
I take it back. There is one, as far as I know, there is one 8K. The Wizard of Oz was restored in 8K. They did an 8K resolution sampling of it before they did all of the correction, the rebuilding. It's fantastic. But it's 1080p Blu-ray. If you haven't seen it, the Blu-ray is fantastic. But that, as far as I know, like one of the only 8K things out there.
Well, and look, this is where the future is going.
Right.
Moore's Law applies to screens, and we're going to see denser and denser pixels, more and more lines of resolution going forward. We are just at the beginning of that, and I think Sharp's showing the way there.
Do you think 3D is dead, or do you think? Because I was talking about the London Olympics, 200 hours of coverage sponsored by Panasonic, NBC Universal announced that. Do you think that's going to be the tipping point for the beginning or end of 3D?
I still don't think 3D is a big home thing until you can do it without glasses. I still don't think you can do that.
Toshiba demonstrating a somewhat better.
It's better than last year.
Glasses 3.
It's getting there. So
Right.
when we get there, 3D will be fine. But if you have to put glasses on, I just think that's a problem.
you like wearing goofy stuff.
I do. I like playing with goofy stuff.
So is that pretty much the OLED? If you're
That's
carrying
it.
something home, that's the OLED. Hey, he's getting water. I'm Patrick Norton. We want to thank Ford for sponsoring Revision 3 at CES. We want to ask you all to go to revision3.com/CES to get all of our partner coverage. And I'm going to give my lovely notebook to someone innocent and far away from the mess that it's about to be made. And hopefully we don't blow out the $600 mic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our live show at CES. I'm Patrick Norton. He was Jim Louderback. And I think we just killed my notebook. revision3.com/CES. We'll see you there.